Hello everyone, welcome you all to the key highlights of Union Budget for 2020-21. Extremely sorry for being late for these few days as some problems are going on, but I will try to cover entire budget in small bits. See, basically the purpose of having a lecture on this budget is not to give you a detailed analysis of this budget, just the purpose is to have a brief look at what all things are being said in budget, so that when you are going for revision of the budget, you will try to remember what to focus and what not to focus on at the last moment. So let's start with it. Key highlights of the budget. In this section, we will be studying wellness, water and sanitation along with education and economic development. So first thing, also here wherever I am telling you what to remember, you have to focus only on that areas. Don't focus on all other areas. Don't try to remember or mug up the numbers. Only focus on few key areas. This year we have allocated almost 69,000 crore for overall healthcare sector. No need to remember this number, how much has been allocated, but a comparison is always important. Now, out of this 69,000 crore rupees, almost 6,400 crore have been allocated to Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. More than, what is the purpose of this Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana? Here remember, more than 20,000 hospitals have already been empaneled under Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. Also, these schemes aim at building or bridging this viability gap funding window is proposed for setting up hospitals in a public-private partnership mode. So basically, this is again an important issue which can be used in your UPSC mains, that we are building hospitals with PPP mode, which stands for public-private partnership. Then at the same time, certain districts have been earmarked as an aspirational district. In these aspirational districts which do not have Ayushman empaneled hospital will be covered in the first phase. So this Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana will in its first phase will cover aspirational districts which do not have Ayushman empaneled hospitals. Simultaneously, this scheme will be targeting the various diseases with an appropriately designed preventive regime using medicine learning and artificial intelligence. So this, remember, for the almost this time again we are focusing more and more on machine learning and artificial intelligence in health sector. Again, this can be used in your UPSC mains for case studies. Try to focus the things that I am telling, how we can use these in mains and how we can correlate these things with our UPSC prelims, so that we will have least silly mistake. Then next one is Jan Aushadhi Kendra scheme. This will offer almost 2,000 medicine and 300 surgicals in all district. Here the word is all district. It is important, by year 2024. See, this is a very ambitious scheme. That's why these 2 points are important. It will be covering these 2,000 medicines and 3,000 surgicals in all district by the year 2024. Then TB Harega Desh Jeetega, one of the most ambitious scheme or campaign. It has been launched. Its aim is to end tuberculosis by 2025. It is one of the most important commitment made by the health sector. TB Harega Desh Jeetega, remember the deadline year, it is 2025. Then almost 3.60 lakh crore have been approved for Jal Jeevan mission. It is very important mission. Here for this year 11,500 crore have been given for 2020-21. Its main purpose is to augment, it means to increase and consolidate local water resources, recharging existing sources and promoting water harvesting and desalination. Now this I will star mark this, promoting water harvesting and desalination for examination purpose. Now cities with million plus population will be encouraged to achieve objective during current year itself. So this target has been given for million plus cities in year 2020-21. Then almost 12,300 crore have been allocated for Swachh Bharat mission. Here remember, commitment to open defecation free plus in order to sustain open defecation behavior. It is advanced version of ODF. It focuses on liquid and grey water management. Also, it focuses on solid waste collection, source segregation, that is segregating the solid waste at the source itself, and processing of the solid waste so that we will have least amount of pollution. Then what about education and skill? This year 99,300 crore have been earmarked for education and skill. Out of this entire amount, 3,000 crore, sorry, separate 3,000 crore will be given for skill development in the year 2020-21. We have already announced new education policy. Under this, a new National Police University and National Forensic Science University is proposed for policing science, forensic science and cyber forensic. Those who are having public administration as their optional, they can use this point in their law and order administration. Degree level full-fledged online education program will be made by top 100 institutions in the National Institutional Ranking Framework. I will suggest every one of you just go on internet and try to search the salient features of National Institutional Ranking Framework. You could get a question in prelims in this year's National Institutional Ranking Framework. Simultaneously, up to 1 year of internship will be provided to all fresh engineers by urban local bodies. This is involvement of urban and rural local bodies in education sector is a very welcome initiative by Government of India. Also, simultaneously, there will be some special bridge courses to be designed by the Ministry of Health and Skill Development. Now here, these special bridge courses, here they might add another ministry which could lead to wrong option. Remember, these special bridge courses will be designed by Ministry of Health and Skill Development. The purpose will be to fulfill the demand for teachers, nurses, paramedical staff and caregivers abroad. This word is important. To bring an equivalence in skill sets of workforce and employers standard, that is standardization of workforce and employees is the another important purpose. Simultaneously, almost 150 higher educational institutions will be started for apprenticeship embedded degree diploma courses by March 2021. This is important point for education. Government has started allowing external commercial borrowing and foreign direct investment to be enabled for education sector. Also, INDSAT is proposed for Asian and African countries as a part of Study in India program. This will attract more and more foreign students to come and study over here in India to get a first-hand experience of all entire education system, either in an offline mode or an online mode. Then what about economic development? So let's focus on it. Industry, commerce and investment. So whenever economic development comes, these three are the key pillars of economic development. One is industry, second is commerce and third is investment. This year, almost 2,700 crore have been allocated for the financial year 2020-21 for development and promotion of industry and commerce. This year, we are going to propose investment clearance cell. This is a part of good governance to make facilitation of all kinds of investment more easier in India. So, investment clearance cell is proposed with a purpose to provide end-to-end facilitation and support for all kinds of investment coming in India, to work through a portal so that physical approach will be reduced, physical distancing will be reduced. 5 new smart cities are proposed to be developed. Then schemes are being ensured to encourage manufacture of mobile phones, electronic equipment and semiconductor packaging proposed in this year's budget. Then the most important new mission, which is a National Technical Textiles Mission. It will be set up with 4-year implementation period. This is important. It is 2020 to 2024. These are the 4 years implementation period at an estimated outlay of almost 1,480 crore rupees. It aims at to position India as a global leader in technical textiles. Important thing. You could get all these 3 statements as it is with a smaller change. They might use here 5 years. So it is not 5 years, it is 4 years. New scheme Nirvik will be launched. It has already launched. A new scheme Nirvik will be launched to achieve higher export credit disbursement, that is distribution of more and more export credit to boost export outside so that we can earn more and more foreign exchange. It aims at higher insurance coverage to all exporters and their exports, reduction in premium for small exporters so that they will increase taking insurance for their export, and simplified procedures will be made enabled to claim settlement by the exporter so that more and more exporters will ensure their export and they will have security of their exports to be sent and earning more and more foreign exchange from the side of India. The next important target is turnover of government's e-marketplace is proposed to be taken to 3 lakh crore rupees. Then a new scheme will be launched for revision of duties and taxes on exported product to be launched. Also, exporters will be digitally refunded duties and taxes levied at the central, state and local level which are otherwise not exempted or refunded recently. Then next one is infrastructure. We will go for infrastructure somewhat in detail. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Thank you.